fingers down to the bone. Yeah. I put it down from 9 to 5, so you should know. You know what else? And I bust my ass so I can live good. Yes, I do. Yeah. And all I want you to do is what you should, but you stay in your lane, man. So I just finished a shift, and I work a lot. I realized today I worked. Been working like 7 days a week, pulling doubles on a couple of them, maybe a few, and I'm doing what I love, and I'm trying not to do so to the point of burnout, because everything has its balance and everything has its time where, hey, you gotta stop, no matter how good it is. Even too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. That's what they say. And there's a lot of, like, I guess not, dispute or disagreement or antagonism around, entertaining, different energies or delving into different energy entities. But I feel like, those who say, oh, if you're in the light, you have to be all the way in the light. I'm just like, well, where do you find balance then? Because you have to have dark to balance light and vice versa. And I feel, it's like a lot of people, especially if like they do dark magic, black magic, or whatever, like dark, because I did make comments that like witches do certain things, but there are different intentions as well as dark. There's dark witches, and there's light witches, light workers, and they all do different, the same things for different reasons. And so you can do some light stuff, but it can be for an intention, like it can have ill intent behind it, or really dark reasoning. And you can also do some really dark things, and it could be completely out of self-defense. And the thing about a lot of these dark workers is like their intention behind saying that, oh, once you're in a light, it has to be all the way light, is so you can be a light worker who is defenseless. It didn't say anything in any book about not defending yourself. It said turn the other cheek. Well, you also forget that it said, tables got flipped over, and all kinds of other things, and I was watching a video. I don't know if it's okay to shout out tarot readers in your, I just posted it on Facebook. I was posting it on Facebook. But, she basically said, and I believe this is true, especially walking the walk, and, like intelligence can sometimes really feel like some kind of curse or something. Like, not a curse, it's like it can be just very frustrating to have a high level of intelligence, because it's like are they just not seeing, or do they just not give a fuck? But she basically said, Jesus was more than likely out there, for, not word for word, of course I'm not saying it, Jesus was talking a lot of shit, and I don't feel like it was really shit talking. Just like, if you're gonna act like one, then you get called out. Like, people call the truth shit talking because it exposes them in a bad light, or it destroys their illusion. It's like, oh, you're talking shit when you could be telling just the dead ass truth, and they don't want to accept that as a truth because they're busy living in an illusion. They're not ready to look at themselves. They're not ready to look at themselves and do any reflective healing work, and they rather just things stay the same to where they were getting their way and everything was looking good for them, which was more than likely not fair to people like the collective, the people, the light workers of the world, and sometimes they're just simply misguided, misled, or they just don't have the understanding. And like I said, too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. Too much evil, or too much let's not use evil, like too much delving into your dark side can lead you down a darker path. But it's like too much delving into the light side. There is a dark side to the light side. It, like, both of them kind of just never stop until well, the light side definitely doesn't stop, but dark side has a stop when the Most High says, okay, you're done here. The light side has a stop when you just have not learned lessons. And the dark side has a stop when you haven't learned a lesson too, but it's like you just get stopped abruptly and like cold, just coldly, and just shut down abruptly. Like, oh, you're not coming this way anymore. You thought you made it to the land of milk and honey. Doing that? Oh no, you gotta, seriously, what were you thinking? And some people will purposely go to their dark side just because it's bored. So it's like sometimes I wonder, sometimes I wonder, it's like, okay, so you're positive all the time, you're going this way all the time, but it's kind of like there's so much to figure out that it's just like never ending. Like I think it's Newton's law. It's like for every action there's an exact and opposite reaction, and I feel like it's the same for good and evil. It's just like there's gonna be an exact and opposite reaction, and there's nothing anybody can do with it. It's just like if it's known about, then the human mind is more than likely in some way, shape, or form going to explore that. And there's really what's really so bad about it, as long as it's like not you have it under control, so to speak, or for lack of a better term, and you're just looking at it like from different perspectives. It's just like it doesn't consume your mind. You don't become obsessed, and you don't become the entity attachment which comes with darker thoughts. And the light, it's okay. It's okay, it's like, because that's what holds your balance. Because the dark side can keep you weighed down, but it also keeps you grounded. It keeps you, in that space of reality. But they also say reality is in the scope of the mind. Like you set highs, not limits, and the sky isn't the limit. Your mindset is. Your mind is. So it kind of it brings a dichotomy, a duality, duplicity to every aspect of dark and light. And it's just like, and people really like think that this is all that there is, and there's so much. And this is like literally the shit I sit around and like go back and forth with myself about, or the Most High. And the Most High says what it is, and I just have questions, and like I have to sit there and like sort through my own thoughts all the time, and try to process it. So when it comes out, it actually makes sense. Whether I'm speaking from a dark or a light spectrum, whether depending on where the energy is going, or where I need to transmute what trajectory I need, the information that I'm trying to get across to myself or someone else, what trajectory is going to go down. Is it going to go down depending on the situation? There's so many different like aspects, like really on some Doctor Strange shit, where it's just like the possibilities are just endless. They're infinite. It's just it's got a little lost here, sorry guys. They're infinite. And it's just so when you go higher and you get more and more intelligent, it's just kind of like you get more and more of the divine blessing of intelligence and knowledge, and going down different spectrums. Because it's just like when you're doing that shadow work, what do you think you're doing? You're like you're not meditating, but you got these deep dark thoughts running through your mind, and you're having to transmute that energy. So it's kind of like you have to go there in order to stay in the light. Because it's like, this is not somewhere I want to stay. This is not somewhere I want to be stuck. So I'm going to figure out a way to transmute the energy. And that's a lot of the shadow work, that dark night of the soul, is transmuting that terrible energy as a lesson, so that you could be that beacon of light. You could be that we are the teachers of each other. Everyone's mind is a classroom. So how you transmuted that energy, what your perspective is after you transmuted that energy. Your perspective could be your thoughts, your emotions, you know, like the different changes maybe your body went through when you had the dark night of the soul, this, that, and the third. Because, you know, the dark night of the soul, this shadow work, this stuff, this also restructures your DNA in some way, shape, or form, because you're actually working on yourself, and it breaks curses over your bloodline, your legacy. And some people, you know, go ahead and stay there, and they decide to curse their legacy and their bloodline, and then, like, you know, it's left to a light worker in the future to undo the damage that they did by staying in a lower frequency. And, you know, some people really don't see it as broken, so they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and it just continues to go down a darker path, and then, you know, they just pass it on from generation to generation. And then, you know, like the light workers, they pass on, and then there's, you know, the cycle is, you know, the higher vibrational bloodline gets the, you know, the blessing from the Most High, and, you know, the lower vibrational or lower frequency bloodline gets a chance to come to a higher frequency by breaking the curses that are in their bloodline and possibly inheriting their own gifts. But on a lower frequency, there is ego, there is jealousy, there is envy, there is all kinds of like stuff that is like counterproductive to the light, I guess I'll say counterproductive, for lack of a better word, on this realm, this planet, this lifetime. And yeah, I'm just like rolling here, and I'm kind of free flowing here. I don't really have a direction, a trajectory, and, you know, it's just a bunch of things, random thoughts video. I'll just say that. But, you know, hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully it makes sense to somebody that catches it. You know, it's not me. I've just come to the realization, and I accept the fact that I may not always make sense, you know, and I may have not ever have made sense at all, you know, just like, but I had to make sense for people to have some kind of sense, for people to have questions about the videos. And, you know, it's, you know, a lot goes on in this dome space here, and it's all you know, more than like, well, most of it is focused on like self-improvement. You know, that's granted, it's without interference from the outside world, and, you know, it's like taking care of business and things like that, stuff that's gonna serve my greatest and highest good, or keep me moving in that direction. So yeah, it's like they're both needed within. You know, it's like it doesn't really necessarily, but most people, the thing is they won't do the shadow work, they won't do the dark side stuff without some kind of outside interference to take you there. Let's just say that, yeah, the stuff that will take you there, and it doesn't have to have anything to do with another person. It has everything to do within you. That there has to be some sort of trigger for you to go in, do that shadow work, and come out hopefully a better person. You know, that's, you know, to be determined by you once you initiate the shadow work. Once you get, or the Most High sits you down, it's like, hey, look, spend some time with yourself, figure yourself out. And, you know, when you come out, you will, you know, your heart will be weighed and everything, and if you pass a test, you know, you'll come out with some new knowledge, and yeah, you'll come out with new knowledge to teach, and each one reach one. When you reach one, you teach one, because like it said in the Bible, the world was given to Satan. And it has been really evident who was running the earth for a minute, but now there's an energetic shift, there's a change, everything is like, you know, everything's changing, you know, mentalities and all, you know, people being afraid, people are just tired of living like the American nightmare. Because the thing about the American dream is nobody tells you that nightmares are dreams too. You know, they say dreams as if it's like, you know, oh, everything's peachy keen and, you know, there's no problems here. Yeah, there's problems, but you know, this shit is a nightmare. And with all due respectfully for anybody who's coming in and having to clean up this shit show. Yeah, and it is what it is. Maybe I'll get some blowback from it. Maybe I won't. You know, like maybe people don't know who I am, even though people are commenting on my station. Despite me not having views and likes, but I know I don't do it for views and likes. I do it for C's and lessons, because I know you saw it, and I know you learned something from it, and it probably made you feel some type of way too.